Look, at McDonald's. Can I get some?
No, Jimbo. Sorry.
Why not?
No.
What?
Your mother said no.
No!
Huh?
I will not surrender McDonald's!
Every parent has probably witnessed this at least once. You drive past McDonald's, you say no, and suddenly it's like you committed a war crime, the kid has morphed into a banshee, and the world is over. But kids aren't the issue here, because have you ever opened a bag of chips planning to just eat a couple, and then the whole bag is gone? Or with dessert, you tell everyone you're full, and then you're also on a diet, and then you munch down on some chocolate cake. And most people in these cases blame themselves. I don't have enough self-control, discipline. But that's the wrong answer. What if one of the biggest addictions today isn't hiding in some mysterious back alley? It's hiding in your kitchen. And to understand why, we have to go back thousands of years. Imagine living 20,000 years ago. No grocery stores, no refrigerators, no Uber Eats. If you found something sweet, that was a lucky day. If you found something fatty, you had a good chance of surviving. So your brain slowly adapted over the years. Every time you found foods rich in sugar, fat, or salt, it rewarded you. Not because they wanted you to be addicted, but because they wanted you to stay alive. And that system worked almost perfectly. So if our brains evolved this way, why does this problem feel so much more common today? See, our brains stayed the same, but our food didn't. Food companies didn't need to redesign your brain, they redesigned the food. Have you ever noticed how nobody accidentally eats 12 apples, but they somehow wolf down 12 Oreos? And it's not because Oreos are mythical or magical, it's because many highly processed foods are engineered to hit what's called the bliss point, which is the perfect balance of sugar, fat, texture, smell, and even how quickly the food melts in your mouth. And today's food industry doesn't just preserve food with additives, they have used additives to engineer it. And every little detail can influence how rewarding a food feels. And to these companies, the goal isn't for you to enjoy one bite, it's to make the second bite feel perfect and inevitable. And once food becomes this rewarding, hunger stops being the only reason we eat. Sometimes it's boredom, sometimes it's stress, sometimes it's because the food is just right near us. And the more often food solves those moments, boredom, stress, loneliness, the more your brain starts expecting it. And eventually, your brain starts expecting that reward before it even arrives. Which brings us to dopamine. Most people think dopamine is what makes food enjoyable. Not exactly. So dopamine is what makes you want the food. Think about ordering pizza. You're excited before the pizza even arrives. Think about that for a second. Your brain is rewarding the expectation before you even take in the first bite. And that's why sometimes the first bite is just a little less satisfying than what you imagine. And it's because your brain isn't just responding to the pizza, it's already responding to the expectation of what's about to happen. And once your brain learns to expect that reward, it starts searching for clues. Which is why simply driving past McDonald's can make you hungry. Not because you're starving, but because you recognize a cue. And psychologists call this a habit loop. You have a long day at work, you drive home, you pass your favorite fast food place, you stop, you munch up, you feel better. Your brain remembers that. Now tomorrow, that same road is going to trigger that same craving. And then you repeat it long enough and the behavior becomes automatic. And here's the part that truly tickles my pickle. Over roughly the last decade, some research estimates that food addiction prevalence has increased from around 7.5% to nearly 15%. And now imagine you're a company trying to sell more food. Your goal is simple, make people come back. So where do you put candy? Right before people check out. Ever notice how candy isn't sitting next to the broccoli? And that's not an accident. Why release limited time flavors? Scarcity makes people want things. And why make everything available in one tap on your phone with Uber Eats, DoorDash, online grocery shopping now? And it's because every step between craving and reward gives people a chance to change their mind. You remove the friction and buying becomes easier. So remember that kid screaming in the backseat? Maybe the real story wasn't about a spoiled child. Maybe it was. Maybe it was about a brain doing exactly what evolution designed it to do inside a food environment designed to keep it coming back. And maybe once you learn that, you'll stop eating so much. I just called them big backs. Okay. Either way, thank you for watching. Bye bye.